A number of very big changes just happened at Tesla, as Tesla has now made huge leaps in both their full self-driving programs and the Tesla bot. At least two of Elon Musk's key lieutenants have been promoted. Director of Autopilot Ashok Elluswamy has been promoted to Vice President of AI Software, and Milan Kovac is now Vice President of Optimus. Both of these promotions apparently happened a few weeks before the We Robot event. Tesla's Q3 earnings call is scheduled for next week, October 23rd, and shareholders can now submit questions you'd like to ask. So I'm going to ask that question to Larry Goldberg. I want to have him tell me what questions he thinks is going to be answered, how Tesla's going to answer it, and what questions he want to ask, because it literally is just less than a week away from now. Welcome, Larry.
Thanks for having me, Herbert.
So obviously this is big good news. Shocking to me that it's these guys were. It's taken this long for these two to be promoted. So Ed Ludlow Business said this, and they published this. Musk has also promoted other lieutenants in recent weeks to run more of the key parts of the business. Oh, I think I forgot to share that Omid. Do you know that guy, Omid?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he got promoted to be president of North America, right, or something like that. Gosh,
Yep.
I forgot.
This is a very, very long time. Yeah, very long lieutenant of Elon's. I mean, he's been around for a long time, and he ran Giga Texas.
Yeah, we'll take a look at him just shortly. He was the guy that, I'll take a look at this once I gathered info. Anyway, so Ed said this, that Ashok Elluswamy is now Vice President of Autopilot and AI Software. Milan Kovac is Vice President of Optimus. They changed their LinkedIn pages after the event, but they're told that that was effective weeks ago. This is Ashok Elluswamy. Obviously, I was going to ask you about timing, right? Because, he just came off of a very successful event at the We Robot event. He's been at Tesla for 10 years and 10 months as of this writing, so almost 11 years. He's been there from the beginning, and he, of course, was a senior software engineer, was likely one of the first members of the company's Autopilot. Can you imagine this? First iteration launched in 2015. That's like 9 years ago. But,
that is a lifetime.
It's a lifetime.
Tesla, that's a lifetime. It's absolutely lifetime.
Here. Yeah, so look at this. This is his background. He posted this right after the event. He said, after he's reflecting, 19 Cybercabs, 29 Model Ys driving themselves, 1,300 trips transporting over 2,000 guests, continuous operation over the 3.5 hours, and every trip was perfectly safe. And like he then declared later that these were version 13s. Here it is. The best part was that almost all of the autonomy demonstrated was using close to the production AI software or will ship soon in version 13. So this was version 13 that we were experiencing there. What's your thoughts about,
well, I had
promoted?
Yeah, I had an inkling that this had happened. And I think I even mentioned it when the Tesla AI published their roadmap for the month of September, or for the period leading up to 10/10. There was clearly a lot more confidence in that team to be able to actually post that. And clearly somebody was taking the initiative to do that. I'm certain that tweet was cleared by Elon, but Elon would never, I don't think that's the tweet that Elon would make. So it's clearly, it had the stamp of a new authority. And that's why I sense that this had happened. But Ashok has earned his spurs. There's no doubt about it. He has really stayed the course. He has been, he's been the man, and he's done the job. So if anybody deserves it, he does it. And the other thing I will say is that for anybody to last at Tesla for 10 years, it takes such an enormous amount of dedication. It is extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Yeah. That's great. Let's jump back to Omid. So this is the article here. Let me get in there closer. So this is another big promotion here. You got Omid Afshar one of Elon's closest confidants, been promoted to oversee Tesla's operations in North America and Europe. Oh, I didn't realize this was North America and Europe. He is, wow. He worked as the office of the CEO. He's now the vice president overseeing manufacturing sales, but now he's even higher than it. So Troy joins the VP of North America. Jason Schwann, the director of manufacturing. Let's see what else they say here. Came under scrutiny, 2022, because he somehow was this the famous glass
Purchasing,
purchasing of glass, whatever. I don't know what happened there. Long history of shuffling people. What's this? Has just three named executive officers so far. It's Tom Ju, Vaibhav Taneja, and Musk, and now you've got this guy. So let me share this. So he also, let me remove this and share something here. He actually had a post, and he was trying to say that, here we go. Can you guys see this?
we're not seeing it yet.
Not yet seeing it. Okay, here we go. Okay.
There
I'm
it
going to go
goes.
in closer. Yeah. So this is his own post. And he said this: I was with Elon every single day during the Model 3 hell. This includes Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, his birthday, and nearly missing his brother's wedding. He left the factory to flight straight there, but barely made it. From countless firsthand experiences, I cannot begin to describe the immense personal sacrifice and commitment made by Elon directly from the front line. He was the one that took the photo below. That's the famous one where Elon's by himself sitting. On the day of his birthday at close to midnight, we were stationed at Paint Ingress Station 1911, resolving the constraint for the entire production system. When I started Giga Texas, Elon slept on site for a period of time. His direct ask at first, what people on the team didn't believe, was, your goal is to not let me sleep. The machines need to be running 24/7. If anything happens, obviously call me. From the initial site you see below, with mining pits that were 30-inch deep, to producing 1,000 cars a week in less than 2 years. That's the famous photo that he took. Here's the pit, and then now it's here. So this is him. He's the guy that did that, Omid Afshar.
Yeah. So he was responsible for, coordinating and building the whole of Giga Texas from nothing. And I remember him on the day of the opening of Giga Texas. Never seen a guy actually walk on air before. He wasn't actually walking on air, but it looked like he was walking on air. So he's earned his spurs, all right. He has earned his spurs.
All right. The other guy is Milan Kovac. Boy, I got to jump around all over the place here.
Yeah.
I got it.
If you want to know a little bit more about these people, you should read the biography, the Elon Musk biography, because all of these guys are mentioned there, and you see the kind of interplay between them and Elon. So
actually, good timing for me to reread that now. That
yes.
I want to compare what Walter Isaacson was predicting, or what he heard, and to what exactly happened and where we're at today. So Milan Kovac is the now Vice President of Optimus. He was a director of Optimus. Very proud and grateful for the team's hard work leading to our 10/10 event last week. So excited to give many people a live feel of our progress with Optimus. We had about 20 active bots at all times, walking through a packed crowd, dancing, taking selfies, even pouring drinks, handing out snacks. While, of course, they were human assisted to some extent to help showcase our vision of an amazing future, they walked, they balanced and danced on their own for 4 hours straight, with only one single fall. Someone's handbag caught a bot's hand. We're also excited to show progress on the next-gen hand forearm, which doubles the hand's degrees of freedom from 11 to 22 and considerably expands tactile sensing coverage. Making nice demo videos is not easy, but ensuring a safe live operation of many humanoids for hours in a public outdoor environment imposes a much higher bar. Through this push, we made significant improvements across full body controls and locomotion, hardware stability, infrastructure. I'm going to play, while you talk to me about Milan, I'm going to go and grab that video that they just dropped, Tesla just dropped, of the new Tesla bot, of what it can do. It's amazing.
Yeah, Milan has also earned his spurs. He's also ever present in the biography, Walter Isaacson's biography. And by the way, I was listening to it in the drive. I'm in Atlanta right now, or south of Atlanta, north of Atlanta, and I listened to it all the way from Texas, from the from the SpaceX Texas operation. But watching those bots with walking and acting with such confidence, whether or not they are being at any point in time, being managed robotically,
Teleoperated.
Teleoperated is the word I'm looking for. Whether or not they're being operated with teleoperation, the level of confidence in their stride, the level of their balance, the confidence in their balance, their movement, it's amazing. It really is amazing how far they've come.
But
the last
here's the thing.
The last
Larry,
time we saw video of them, they were walking with such, caution and care, but the change in confidence is amazing.
Yeah. What we learned just now, this morning, is that Tesla dropped a video. I'm going to show it, that the Tesla bot can actually do this autonomously. So they didn't do it at the Wii robot, but it can do this. And they've shown that the walking was autonomous. So actually a lot of it was autonomous. It could have been autonomous. So that's the thing that was a big, like, people thought, oh my God. And just a few days later, they show this. I'm going to take out the music here. So it's walking more confident, like you said. It can see unseen spaces autonomously, right? It can avoid people, obstacles. This is FSD running on its neural net. Look at this. Scott Walter pointed out that, what the bot can do now is identify, that he said, just like stars in a constellation, when you look up, humans are able to go, oh, that's constellation, and you can figure out where you're at. That's what these guys are doing here. And once one bot says, oh, here's how this roof looks, here's how these items are, then the other bots know exactly which environment they're in, where they're at. This is that. So now all the bots, multiple bots, build a shared understanding of their surroundings. Isn't this crazy? All these bots are walking different places and they're mapping it, which they can later tap into for navigation. It can locate and navigate to the nearest charging station. It looks like it's a touch point area, dock itself, connect, and then it can grab this. And what Scott pointed out was, take a look at the way it grabs this tray, 25 pounds, 11 kilograms, but it's just using its fingers. It's strong enough to do that, just fingers, if it wanted to.
Yeah, it's very interesting. In the Isaacson book, they talk at length about how much power to give those fingers, how much strength to give them, what the trade-offs are in terms of making them even stronger than human hands.
Yeah.
Very fascinating to see how the team has evolved their thinking and what they've done with it. So it's quite exciting, actually, to see this evolve. Quite exciting.
So this, the stairs, it does not say autonomous label at the top, so we don't know if it's autonomous, but it is kind of weird if it wasn't autonomous, but it means that it can walk. And if you look at them, and they actually will show you this with here, you can see the visuals of it. So you can see it. Now watch this. This is the big part. It's autonomous. And the bot recognizes the human and the actions of the human. He's pointing. And when he first tried to do the fist bump, he got really close to the bot, and the bot says, don't get close to me. Yeah. And this is all autonomous now. So they could have had autonomous bots serving drinks. They just didn't want to do it at that time, but they already are able to do it. Look at this, grabbing a chip bag and then handing it to somebody. This is all autonomous. Crazy.
Amazing.
Crazy. And yeah, this is just brilliance. And so we were saying, you and I were talking about it, that FSD, full self-driving in a car, those cars can now recognize, or they're working on it, right? Human intent. If there's a construction worker, there's a pedestrian, and then the guy says, move, stop, and then, okay, go, go, go. This is also, these guys are human, understand human intent, pointing to an item, pick that up for me. And it goes, okay, I'll grab it and give it to you. So this is brilliance.
But also when you see what they're evolving, you can realize that what they're learning from the bot, they're going to be able to feed back to the car. So the idea of a local car network where a car is telling, one Tesla is telling another group of Teslas, hey, there's this pothole here, or hey, there's a jam, there's a serious traffic jam occurring ahead of me. Before the map even knows about it, the local area network could know about it. So I mean, you can see that the bot and the cars are beginning to feed each other, are obviously feeding each other in terms of knowledge and capability and technology.
Okay, so that was Milan Kovac. Now is it Vice President of Optimus? Gosh, I don't know why, Larry. Why don't they just make them like chief executive officers of Optimus? Because this business of Optimus is going to be like trillions of dollars. This business for robotaxi is trillions of dollars. These guys should be like CEOs or senior vice presidents.
I don't think labels mean a whole lot. I was talking
Agreed.
to a bunch of SpaceX guys at the after party at the launch, and they're so dismissive of these labels and so on, because for them, the achievements what they create, that's what feeds them. I suppose for the external world, these labels are important, but for these guys, they're really mission focused. It's amazing. It's just truly amazing how mission focused they are.
It doesn't matter. All right. So next week on October 23rd is the earnings. Tesla's earnings is going to happen. Looks like it's 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's when it will happen. And so now, if you're a shareholder, you can log into the Say technology platform and ask questions. And whichever question gets the most votes based on total shares represented, that will rise up to the top. I don't think it's too early now to go through those questions at this point that's out there. But what do you think? I mean, here's one. Is Tesla still on track to deliver the most affordable model next year, as mentioned by Elon earlier? And how does it align with your AI product roadmap? I like this question. That's good. What is Tesla doing to alleviate long waiting time?
You see, this is the problem. This is honestly the problem with these questions.
Yeah.
Problem with retail questions is they burn questions. They burn the opportunity to ask a decent question by asking a question which they must understand is not going to be answered in an earnings call. So that's just not going to be answered in an earnings call. Or they were going to say, well, we understand that the service centers, we'll get the bug answer. But the reason that the question that you highlighted as being a good question is because it speaks to the business opportunity. It speaks to the, where the company is in terms of its roadmap. What is management thinking in terms of product introductions or roadmap? They're not talking about the actual product or the actual, the feature of a product, or and that's the problem with these retail questions. And they get very high votes. They get high votes because retail investors don't understand the purpose of an earnings call. It's a pity.
What are the questions you might want to have answered?
Well, my biggest interest right now at Tesla is how they see their growth, how they talked about this being a transition year, how they see their growth going forward. what are they thinking about in terms of 25, 26, 27? These are transition. We've been through this transition year. Is the transition going to continue into next year, or will we see a rise in revenue? Are they seeing a potential rise in revenue, and is this going to be informed by the new model introduction? So that's the kind of thing I would like to know about, just from a timing perspective. Doesn't change my conviction in the company. It changes my sense of the timing in it.
I love it. Yeah, for me, it's often in these earnings calls, he might drop a line or two saying that we are in discussions with two large OEMs. I'd love to have him, if he doesn't already in an earnings call, but in the question would be, what partners, not, again, he doesn't have to share the names yet. That's not an announcement, but he can say, partnerships, not only for the auto OEM, but also for the bots. And something you would love, because we've done so many shows and you've taught me so much about this, is what kind of partnerships? Is it just licensing FSD? Is it deeper? Like in one of the shows you presented that Tesla could actually be a 0.5 network supplier to other Tesla OEMs. Like, what kinds of discussions have you had, and how deep could they just be? And for both the bots too. So, like, when are you going to move from just using the bots for your own factories to having that first customer, like Tesla, like Tesla Semi was used at Pepsi, and now they just use it at DHL. What are the, how many are you talking to today?
He has spoken to that, and it would be good to follow up with his answer from last quarter and see how he's thinking about it now, because he did give us a sense of having bots working in the factory in 2025 and then starting to sell it in 2026. Right. And given the improvements in the bot, what we're seeing, has that time scale changed? Does he see external deliveries happening in 2025, or we're still talking about 2026?
Yeah, exactly. You did a show one time where you showed all the executives and the people that report to Elon or something, and there was a huge long list of names that you put down, and you put down their tenure. You said, I think in that show, you said the average tenure is like 9 years.
9 years, yeah.
9 years. So, people are getting promoted. Got at least 3 big ones just the last few days. Is this a transition period for Tesla? Is that why they're all being promoted now, or is just normal course? Like, we're making a leap because we actually accomplished a milestone for the bot. We accomplished a milestone for the robotaxi. Let's give these guys a promotion.
No, I think it's something else. I think it's an indication that these businesses, the FSD business and the robot business, is maturing into a full product line. I think we're seeing the transition from Tesla. The one area that, energy really has emerged as a significant contributor. And, energy really broke out last quarter. This quarter is down a little bit because you have this lumpy delivery, but we are learning that the backlog is gigantic, because we see the backlog in the 10Q, and it jumped enormously this quarter. So even though actual deliveries are down, from 9 gigawatt hours to 6 gigawatt hours, we've seen the backlog jump by almost 40%. So they've taken huge orders in the last 2 quarters. And that's emerged. So I'm surprised we don't get more visibility into the management of that side of the business. But yeah, I think we're seeing Tesla maturing into these 4 business lines, and it's definitely evolving.
They're all real businesses, almost. 2 of them almost so close, and then 2 of them are actually real for sure. Thank you so much, Larry. This was fun. I'll have you on the Cyberbull show shortly as well. Thank you, and we'll talk more about this. Appreciate you. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you very care.
Bye, everybody. I've created a website that is the most comprehensive resource for the Tesla investor. Please check it out. Simply go to my website at herbertong.com.